Hello everyone. Today's lecture is about inefficiency and price discrimination in monopoly. This lecture is consist of we will discuss about the monopolist profit, patent market in monopoly, inefficiency of monopoly, cost and pricing in the nature monopoly. Later on in the end we will see the price discrimination in the monopoly. Recalling from our previous lecture, in which we have discussed that this is the traditional typical graph of a monopolist, where monopolist will operate where marginal cost intersect the marginal revenue. This is our demand curve, which is also known as the average revenue. Okay, first of all, this is average revenue, and this is marginal revenue, and this is marginal cost. So firm will operate where marginal cost intersect marginal revenue. This is our point. So this is the quantity where marginal cost and the marginal revenue touch. But the price monopolist will charge will be the B here E. This will be the price which actually firm will charge, because of being a monopolist they can charge high. So charging higher, this portion will be the profit of the monopolist. Okay, this is what we have already understood. But now, for example, there is a drug market where government provide the license for the 5 year or 10 year for a particular firm. So means that that firm have a monopoly for 5 or 10 years. They can the only one firm can sell that drug for 5 year or 10 years. So when the firm is in the license period, they will charge higher than when the firm is not in the license. So meaning that there could be the probability that a firm could be that short run monopolist. Okay, so when they are on the license, this is the cost of producing any drug, but they are charging here. So as the license will goes, the price will reduce, and it will be equals to the marginal cost equals to the price. So more firms will enter after license, and this monopoly will be breakdown, and the market will goes to the perfect competition. So till here it was a monopoly quality. Then after this is the quantity, sorry, is about the competitive, because after overing of the period of the license. So where is the inefficiency in monopoly? Okay, so for easy to understand, forget about this marginal revenue curve. Just think about this demand and supply. Don't you think this marginal cost, which I already discussed in previous lecture, is this rising portion is also known as the supply curve. Okay, so if this is supply, actually it is supply, and this is our demand curve. So in perfect competition, we saw where demand curve and supply curve intersect this point. This is known as this point is known as the monopolist price. Okay, or sorry, equilibrium price, and this will be the equilibrium quantity in perfect competition, right? This one. But monopolist is charging where marginal cost touch marginal revenue here, and the price they charge is this one. So because of this portion goes to monopolist, and and this portion in case of monopoly is not going to the consumer, to not only the producer, because consumer withdraw from the market, so they are not buying anything. So and monopolists cannot get this much amount of the consumers, means the quantity could not be sold, because consumers are not willing to pay more. So this triangle will goes to the dead will loss, neither to the producer nor to the consumer. Okay, so for further consumer surplus producers, well, we will discuss on a later our table. Okay, another concept which I want to tell you in the monopoly, that if We have natural monopoly, which is known as when we have a in a firm which has a opportunity to sell and having a lowest marginal cost or total cost. So because of that, that firm will have a monopoly because it has a less cost. So uh, for example, this is the demand curve, and we already previous lecture we discussed that the average total cost in the natural monopoly will reduce constantly and goes to the zero to the infinity. So if total cost is higher than the marginal cost, I want to say that if this marginal cost is lower than the average total cost, because of that, but firm will you know operate where demand curve touch the marginal cost. So when cost is higher than the revenue, so what will happen, that the firm will operate in a loss. So in this situation, natural monopolist will be in the loss. So this was so much very frequently used graph in nature monopoly. Why they have most of the time they have to operate in the loss because of this situation. Another concept which we need to understand, which is frequently discussed in not only different examination but also many books discuss the price discrimination. What is price discrimination? Price discrimination means that when a seller charge different price to the different consumer, that is known as price discrimination. For example, this is our typical graph of our monopolist, that when for example our marginal cost is constant and not increasing, and this is the profit of the monopolist, right? So in a single pricing, when a monopoly is charging a single price, this will goes to the consumer surplus, right? And this portion will be the trade loss, because I already discussed that this is not going to the consumer and not to the monopolist. But if monopolists know that different consumer can pay different prices, for example Mr. A, they know that they can pay 200 ringgit, okay, 200, sorry, okay, 300, and B can pay the 200 dollars, okay. Sorry, my writing is not that much good in this tablet, but I hope you can just get the idea, and C can pay the 100. For example, we have only two three consumers. So if monopolist knows that A can pay 300, B can pay for 200, C can pay for 100. So what will happen when A will come to the shop? Monopolist will charge 300. Okay, and when B is coming, they will charge what? 200. And when C will come, they will charge 100. So if they make like this, different charges to the different consumer according to their capability of paying, so what will happen? This whole triangle will goes to the monopolist. Nothing will goes to the consumer. This whole will be the producer surplus, and this will be known as also the profit of a monopolist. This is the higher than the marginal cost, because it is after the deduction of marginal cost. So there will be no consumer surplus, there will be zero consumer surplus. This overall will be the profit of the monopolist. So thank you so much everyone for listening my this video, and please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon, as you can see my latest video which will come and cover the upcoming and the remaining topics related to the microeconomics. Then after I will go for the macroeconomics. In the end I will go for the econometrics too. So stay safe. Bye bye.